partnership, we welcome to the program now our good friend Joe Max Higgins, the CEO of the Golden Triangle Development Link. Joe Max, always good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so give me the latest. What's up with the various economic development projects in the Golden Triangle? You got your hands full, don't you?
Yeah, we've got a lot of things happening, a lot of things being built. Probably out at the Golden Triangle area, there's probably about $3.2 billion worth of projects being built out there. Aluminum mill, biochar, Turberg Taylor truck plant just announced a few days ago. PACCAR is going to build a new remanufacturing facility and do a big improvement to their facility. Got some things going in West Point, looking pretty good, like down to the finals. Got some stuff going on here at Starkville. I think probably this month we will have a tenant for the spec building. We got a new 100,000 square foot pad beside it. We're going to do another one.
Okay.
And we got a 200,000 square foot pad that we think we're going to get funds for to build. And then probably one of the pressing things is the Cinco mega site. Everybody asks us, how much are you working on the aluminum mill? I work on the aluminum mill about 1 day a week. I work on the
announced when this year earlier?
Yeah, it was in November
of last year.
And they're working about 1,000 people out there building. April, they're projecting to have 3,000 employees on site.
That's a little more than they thought, huh?
A little bit, and they're moving. They probably moved 5 million yards of dirt, and they're still moving dirt. The superstructure's partially up. The walls and the ceilings are partially up on some of it. But again, Cinco mega site's what's taking time. I mean, we woke up and we've always been land rich. And when I say land rich, had thousands of acres developed ready to go.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of, with the aluminum mill and its subsidiaries coming in, we found ourselves with 2,600 acres developed, gone.
Yeah.
And so Cinco mega site, we've done the survey, we've done the soil borings, topographic surveys are done. We're finishing up our due diligence. July is our target to have all that stuff done. Then we'll start talking about the acquisition of it, and hopefully that'll be our 5th mega site. Hopefully we can get a 5th tenant and keep on rocking.
Well, when you're buying land for mega sites, that's a good problem, isn't it?
Oh yeah. This
what you want.
Yeah, this is 1,500 acres, and it's right across. It's on Highway 82, and it's right across from PACCAR. So
that's awesome.
A lot of people know where it is.
Yeah, that's totally awesome. What's it been like the last few years in economic development, Joe Max? Are you seeing an increase, a slowdown? And more importantly, what are the prospects telling you? What are their priorities?
Well, I mean, we haven't seen a slowdown. I got a call from a reporter at our dispatch paper yesterday, and he said, I'm doing a story on the last 5 years. Can you give me some numbers? And it's about $3.2 billion committed and invested in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Well over 3,000 jobs. So it's been good. And, we deal with the consultants quite a bit, but we have kind of entered into a new arena where we generally are dealing with companies direct.
Okay.
And we're starting to see more deals where there's not a consultant involved.
Interesting.
And we've got a $200 million project looking over here, and we're dealing with the CEO and the COO of the company directly, not a consultant involved.
Do you prefer that?
Gerard, it depends. If the company's sophisticated, and, SDI didn't have a site consultant for the aluminum mill.
Right.
It really depends on their team and what they know. Sometimes a consultant's good because they know about air permits and they know about lead times for power, and they know the business. Sometimes the companies that come in don't know that, so you've got to walk them through that. So it depends. If they're sophisticated, I think I would.
Yeah.
If they're not, I'd rather them have a consultant.
Your good friend and my good friend Joey Deason, our executive director that worked with you, executive director in Madison County, we're working on some stuff down there, as we always are, of course. But I've gotten some feedback from Joey recently where some of the prospects he's working with have said that Mississippi is a really easy state to do business with.
Yeah. No, I think that's generally the right answer. And right now probably the challenge for the state, and it's not anything the state of Mississippi can really do, but it's this electrical power deal.
Yeah.
And I think some of the power companies have realized they got a problem, and others are still in denial. But it's this getting rid of nasty coal and getting wind and power and wind and solar. And while we're doing a lot of that, it's not good enough for the deals we do. And I think the quicker we realize there's a problem there, but some prospects are being told 48 months before they can get power, and that's just unacceptable. You will not win a deal.
No.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what MDA does or Joey does or I do or any of us do. Those things have to be fixed.
Yeah.
And they're probably 5 years out.
Well, of course, in our neck of the woods, it's Entergy. They seem to be fairly aggressive and willing to take some risks and make some investment in that respect. Are you seeing that in your area?
Yeah. TVA is like-minded. It's just that some of the lead times for some of these parts are 24 months.
Yeah.
You want to get switch gears. I mean, you got to understand the steel mill at GTR is TVA's biggest customer at 360 megawatts. The aluminum complex is going to use 300.
That's big.
So yeah, I mean, when we start talking about deals around the state and it's 2 megawatts, it's 3 megawatts, that's not the arena we play in. We play in nuclear power plant size stuff.
And it's amazing to me that has kind of been elevated to near the top of the list of needs and requirements when they're making site selections.
Yeah. We just a few months, a year and a half ago, companies would come in and say, we want to look at renewable power, we want to look at green power. That's a decision maker.
Yeah.
The aluminum mill told us that.
Yeah.
Until they figured out that green power wasn't near as important as having power.
That's so good. I mean, and it's the same thing, of course, we're seeing with the government trying to really, I think, kind of force on an untenable time frame the adoption of EVs. It's the same thing. Just not ready. It's not that we're opposed to it or that it's not viable. Eventually, it's just not today.
That's right.
Same deal. So, yeah, if you tell a prospect 4 years before we get you power, they're going somewhere else that says, no, we can do it in a year.
Yeah, and that's what we kind of worry about is, you need to be honest and truthful when you talk to people, but is your competition honest and truthful?
Right, that's true.
And when we were working on the aluminum mill, it was the long pole in the tent. It was the deal. I get tickled. I saw a publication not too long ago that somebody said, oh, it was workforce, it was labor that drew that's absolutely and utter total bullshit.
Nor tax incentives and all the
tax
other
incentives.
Stuff, right.
It was, can we get the juice?
Right.
And unfortunately, a neighboring state was saying, oh, yeah, we got it. Well,
right.
We didn't believe they had it. We didn't think they had it. I think they kind of knew they had it, but they weren't telling the company. That's dangerous.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. So, but you've got to figure out a way when you're competing to sort of keep them honest without looking like you're going negative on your competition.
Yeah, well, I think we figured it out. We had a series of meetings yesterday, and before you build these things, you have to scope them, and you have to decide where the power's coming from, how the taps are. That costs hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, I'm going to tell you this month, I'm of a real belief that we're going to locally pin that check and knock 2 years off that process so we can say 24 months when you come.
Sure.
And that's the difference in the men than the boys of being able to say, I'll see you, I'll raise you, and here's a big old sack of money that we're going to outrun everybody else. So,
but you can show the ROI on that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Well, we've shown, you got to understand, we've done 4 mega sites. We got 4 major big companies. You got SDI, you got ADI, you got PACCAR, you got Yokohama. Somebody said, well, what if you do this one and it doesn't work? You can, when I retire, you can say 80% of his mega sites were located on. That's fine with me. It's fine with me.
Oh, that's pretty good way to couch it. The state overall seems to be enjoying a fairly decent amount of economic activity and new investment, though, does it not?
Yeah, they are. I've got friends in economic development around the state, and it's always in pockets. But that DeSoto, Marshall County area up there, I'm telling you, that's a hot spot, and they're going to stay being hot. The central of Joey, Madison, Rankin County, I think they're going to stay being hot for the long time foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I think hopefully we're got more upside, and then Tupelo and really Oxford, Batesville, that area there. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going. There's some areas of the state that it's not, and I don't think you can ever get every place. Oh, and I didn't mean to leave off the coast.
Sure.
The coast is a 64,000-pound gorilla if they'll ever figure it out.
No doubt.
Ever figure it out, they're the 64,000-pound gorilla.
No doubt. And I got to tell you, every time I go down there, and that's been recent, it looks like it's booming to me. Mm-hmm. But there's tremendous opportunity.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to sit down there with a paintbrush and be given about two months to structure something and say, do it this way, and I think it would be fun.
Well, ought to be fun. We got elections coming up, and that may or may not figure into economic development. Got about 30 seconds left.
Well, it will. You got to think, if you have a change, well, what happens? Then all the wheels stop, all the department heads change.
Just the change itself is disruptive.
Just the change itself is going to be disruptive for a year and a half, 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
And then if the Republicans got back in power, then it'd be disrupted again. So you got probably 6 years of disruption.
And then, of course, you never know what the heck comes out of Washington that might impact that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big time. Appreciate you coming on. Joe Max Higgins, CEO of Golden Triangle Development Link. We're stepping aside for a break. We're at the Greater Starkville Development Partnership in Starkville, Mississippi, Mississippi's college.